risk isn't even the main issue. Cassie just submitted a letter to the judge that she is afraid for her safety. Quote, Miss Ventura believes that Mr. Combs is likely to pose a danger to the victims who testified in this case, including herself, as well as to the community.
Sean Diddy Combs dropped to his knees and seemingly prayed in the courtroom after the verdict was read. Combs has been denied bail, the judge citing his history of violence and saying it's impossible to prove he would not pose a danger if released.
What you gotta say now? What you gotta say now? You ain't got shit to say when you put your girl on the snap.
This was another photo shown to the jury of Cassie trying to hide a very visible black eye and big swelling on the side of her.
Listen, major security agencies in Hollywood are now declining to take on Cassie as a client, labeling her as too high risk. This comes after Diddy allegedly issued disturbing threats, saying he wants her out of the picture. Now her attorney, Douglas Wigdor, is working urgently to ensure her protection.
My view as her lawyer, a witness to this case and not a party, is that she was brutally honest.
This has gone beyond a courtroom battle. It's now a matter of survival. As of now, Diddy remains in custody, awaiting his sentencing hearing set for October. But even from behind bars, he's reportedly already scheming, making calls and issuing threats to those who testified against him. And at the top of his list is Cassie, the one who initially blew the lid open with her lawsuit. What's even more alarming is that Diddy could potentially be released before October. His legal team is actively challenging the judge's ruling to keep him locked up until the sentencing date. Even Diddy's mother backed a letter sent to the judge, insisting her son isn't a threat to anyone. Still, the individuals who testified against him are living in fear. And it's not just Cassie. Diddy's former chef, Jordan, has also come forward, saying she fears for her safety in the wake of the verdict.
Clear. As a victim, as a former employee of Sean Combs, I do not feel safe. I am extremely traumatized. I do not know where to go from here.
At the same time, Diddy's former bodyguard, Big Homie CC, revealed that someone attempted to run him off the road after he revealed the identities of powerful individuals involved in Diddy's alleged blackmail operation.
Randomly, our car gets hit from the side by a blacked out vehicle. No license plate. That's happened 3 times this month so far. You know, I'm somebody where I've had FBI come to my house before and tell me they found a threat.
Then there's Kim Porter's former partner, Al-B Shore, who reportedly went into hiding after the verdict was announced. This happened just weeks after Al publicly alleged that Diddy had attempted to kill him. Now, several individuals' lives are at serious risk. And with Diddy already issuing threats and plotting retaliation, something dangerous could unfold at any moment. But let's focus on Cassie for now, as she remains Diddy's top target. Her attorney, Douglas Wigdor, sent a letter to Judge Aaron Supermanian, pleading for Diddy to remain in custody. According to Wigdor, if Diddy is released, his first move would likely be to harm Cassie or her loved ones. He stated that Ms. Ventura believes Mr. Combs still poses a serious threat, not only to the witnesses in this case, including herself, but to the broader public as well. The judge did decide that Diddy would stay detained until his sentencing. He concluded that Diddy's legal team failed to prove clearly and convincingly that he's not a danger to others or to the community. Still, Diddy's attorneys aren't backing down. They're aggressively working to overturn the ruling and secure his release. They've even proposed a $1 million bail and assured the judge that Diddy would surrender his passport, restrict his travel to Florida, California, and New York, and submit to regular drug testing. Diddy's defense maintains that he's not a flight risk. They argue that he's been cooperative and reliable throughout the legal process. But the real issue here isn't whether Diddy would flee, it's that he presents a danger to those who testified against him, Cassie being the most at risk. What's especially alarming is that Cassie is reportedly having trouble securing quality private protection. Diddy still holds a vast network of influence, and according to TMZ, he's allegedly offering bribes to private security companies to refuse Cassie's business. If he's this bold while still incarcerated, what might happen if he gets released? And then there's Cassie's husband and their 3 kids. One witness claimed Diddy planned to target Cassie's husband, Alex, after Alex sent threatening messages. As reported by the New York Post, Mr. Fine had texted Diddy multiple times, saying he wanted to physically confront him. Let's be honest, Diddy fits the textbook definition of a narcissist, and even professionals in the mental health field have acknowledged this.
Behavior is consistent with a person who is immature, cold, callous, reckless, impulsive, angry, aggressive, and has a massive sense of entitlement. Sean was physically dominant and fearless during the attack. He didn't appear to be worried about anything except not getting his.
The one thing that pushes Diddy over the edge is not getting what he wants. He's openly admitted that he always gets his way. So now that he's managed to dodge a serious charge, it's clear he's feeling untouchable.
The hardest hustler in the world. This is Savage Part 2. Don't tell me about shit. It's 2022 and I'm still a savage. Whatever I want, I get. Whatever I want, I...
Right now, there's only one thing Diddy seems to want more than his freedom, and that's payback. While Cassie may be his primary target, she's definitely not alone. Several of Diddy's former associates have started to come forward, admitting they're deeply afraid of what might happen to them. Some, like his ex-bodyguard Big Homie CC, have already made it through attempts on their life. Big Homie recently appeared on Piers Morgan, revealing that someone tried to eliminate him multiple times after he scheduled that interview. He said he was being tailed, nearly run off the road, and even had the FBI show up at his home to inform him of a credible threat to his life.
After working in the industry, I converted my business to combat human trafficking. Last year, my team brought home 17 people, 4 children, 1 boy, and whenever these trials come up.
And y'all, Big Homie mentioned that he began experiencing pneumonia-like symptoms shortly after he started speaking out against Diddy and exposing the other shady dealings happening in the industry.
I've been poisoned 3 times. My toxicology report showed cyanide, and cyanide metabolizes into pneumonia in your body. So I've had pneumonia on 3 occasions. And these problems didn't start for me until I started to speak out about people like.
Anytime you hear about pneumonia being connected to people in Diddy's inner circle, it should raise serious concerns. Several individuals close to Diddy have passed away under questionable conditions, and in more than one instance, pneumonia was listed as the official reason. The most recognized case is that of Diddy's ex, Kim Porter, but we also have to remember Kim's other ex, Al Shore, who made some explosive claims about Diddy just weeks before the verdict. Al stated he's completely convinced that Diddy attempted to have him killed in 2022, shortly after he began speaking out about the suspicious nature of Kim's death.
So you were in that coma in 2022. You had the liver transplant, you had the tracheotomy, I mean, all that stuff that went on.
Multi-system organ failure.
Yeah,
60.
Right. Have they figured out what happened yet?
We will.
No, I mean, have the doctors, medically, like, what happened to you?
Yeah, what happened? So,
because you just collapsed, right?
Yeah, so, just mysteriously out of the blue, which we do talk about in the book, I was ignored. There was the most expensive PR campaign against me to shut me down. If you actually knew what they did to me, there was a bounty on my head, there was a bunch of stuff.
So do you think specifically then that Sean Diddy Combs or people affiliated with him did something to you that caused you to have multi-organ failure?
I believe this to be the case, yes. Absolutely.
Wow.
My first time saying it.
Are you concerned that he still has power outside of incarceration?
Remember, I'm the only one who spoke up, and I'm the only one left alive.
When it comes to Kim, Al expressed doubt about the official explanation that she passed away from pneumonia. He hinted that his upcoming book would reveal much more and even stated he was prepared to testify in Diddy's trial.
Basically.
Do you believe that she died of pneumonia?
Absolutely not.
Why? What evidence do you have?
She was in the best of health. We just saw each other prior to her passing. We were actually celebrating our son's new Netflix Christmas special, and she was doing just fine. In fact, we were all at the event together at Netflix in the lobby. Sean, myself, the children, all having a great time. And I'm, grabbing Sean like, what? And she's in the back going, stop, It's unfortunate.
Is Diddy suing you or threatening to sue you?
No.
No?
I have the truth.
But one thing is, you have volunteered to testify at the trial, correct?
Not as of yet. Actually, I was subpoenaed.
Okay.
So my attorneys worked something out. So I believe when the time is right, I'm going to discuss it with my attorneys.
But you're willing to?
But fast forward to the present, and Al has seemingly disappeared. He hasn't made any statements about the verdict, and his activity on social media has completely stopped. According to sources close to him, Al is now living in fear, convinced that Diddy might return to finish what he started. Fans are genuinely concerned for his safety and believe Diddy could come out of prison even more dangerous than before. One user on X wrote, "Can someone please protect LB? Sure, Diddy's only going to be worse when he gets out." Another user, referencing the end of New Jack City, commented, "LB sure should be standing outside the courthouse with a shotgun right now." And it's not just Al. Others on Diddy's alleged revenge radar are beginning to speak out. One of them is Jordan Atkinson, Diddy's former personal chef, who says she's been left deeply shaken and fearful after the verdict was handed down. Jordan had previously claimed that Diddy was physically abusive toward her during her employment, and that she personally saw him lay hands on Cassie. After learning that Diddy could potentially be released soon, Jordan posted a video on Instagram, stating she now truly fears for her life.
Actual minor victims to Sean Combs' physical assault while I was employed by him. As someone who was a witness to the abuse towards Cassandra Ventura Fine during my time of working for Sean Combs, I would just like to say that this is a grave miscarriage of justice. Terrified is actually an understatement. I want to be very clear. As a victim, as a former employee of Sean Combs, I do not feel safe. I am extremely traumatized. I do not know where to go from here. I did submit my own letter to the judge. I stand by everything that I said. I knew that he beat Cassie Ventura Fine in 2009. I know that she was dragged from the vehicle, okay? I know that I saw her 2 days later at the London hotel when me and one of his assistants brought her a bag, okay? This was a miscarriage of justice. And beyond any of this, I don't really have anything more to say, and I really don't know where to go from here. Just know that I am terrified and I am traumatized. And it's honestly...
Jordan also shared that federal agents came to her home in early 2024 and informed her that she was included on their witness list. Shortly after that, one of Diddy's attorneys contacted her and attempted to intimidate her. What's most shocking is that the lawyer mentioned Diddy was aware the feds had visited her. That really makes you question just how far Diddy's influence and connections actually reach.
Contacted by Sean Combs' initial lawyer, Aaron Dyer. I have a voicemail that he left and text messages stating that Mr. Combs was aware of the visit from the government and that they would like to extend to cover my legal fees. These are facts. This, in my opinion, was witness tampering. I want to be very clear. As a victim, as a former employee of Sean Combs, I do not feel safe. I am extremely traumatized. I do not know where to go from here. I did submit my own letter to the judge. I stand by everything that I said. I knew that he beat Cassie Ventura fine in 2009. I know that she was dragged from the vehicle, okay? I know that I saw her 2 days later at the London hotel when me and one of his assistants brought her a bag, okay?
Some people believe Diddy would be foolish to make a move after his release and risk ending up back in prison. But it's important to remember the kind of individual we're dealing with. Diddy is known for holding grudges and seeking revenge. On top of that, he has the money and the network to make things happen without directly involving himself. Now, many fans are saying the smartest thing Cassie can do is disappear for her own safety. "If I were Cassie, I'd take my family and go into hiding," one person commented. Another user said, "Diddy is pure evil and I'd definitely be scared if he was looking for payback." Still, someone else pointed out, "She can't run from him. He's too wealthy and influential. She'll never truly be safe." What's even scarier is that the courts just proved with solid testimony and evidence that he's capable of evading consequences. And that's the problem. Diddy likely still feels above the law and may very well keep pushing his agenda. It might sound far-fetched to suggest he'd go after Cassie, but consider what happened to Kim Porter. She was young, appeared healthy, suddenly came down with flu-like symptoms, and within a week passed away from pneumonia. She had no known serious conditions, no ongoing illness, just unexpectedly gone. And only hours earlier, she had told people close to her she suspected she had been poisoned.
That the night before Kim Porter passed, that she group texted some close friends saying that he got me, and that Kim also insinuated in that text that she felt like she had been.
Also, take note of the timeline. Diddy did all of that to Cassie, and she finally managed to leave in October 2018. And when did Kim pass away? Less than a month later, on November 15, 2018. There are striking similarities between how Diddy treated Cassie and how he allegedly treated Kim. That's why so many people are now deeply concerned for Cassie and her family's safety, especially with security firms turning her away. At the same time, Diddy's camp is already making moves, and Cassie is left with 3 children, a husband, and virtually no protection. Those close to her are growing uneasy, as it seems paparazzi are being paid to follow her family. Just after the verdict came out, someone snapped photos of Alex Fine stepping out of a car with one of their daughters. And that's seriously disturbing because there's no valid reason to be photographing Alex with the kids, unless it's meant to intimidate. Now, someone close to Cassie has revealed that she's already packed up and is preparing to leave.